Hello everyone, this is Mr. Board Game with Board Game Battles. Today we're playing Kemet. Great game of area control and gods killing people. Starting off with red getting the charge ability. Charge is a fantastic upgrade. Gives you that +1 strength on attacks that matter, which is where you are the aggressor, because that's how you gain victory points. Remember, in this game you want to go to 8 to 10 victory points. One of the largest ways to do that is by attacking, though definitely not the only way. Looks like green is also following that up. Getting a charge as well. Now, the important thing to note with charge is that it gives you a lot for the cost, which is only one prayer. So you spend that one prayer in the beginning, and you get in a +1 strength. That's going to win you fights. Because remember, troops are capped at 5, so you need that plus strength whenever possible. Looks like blue is getting the snake at this point. That'll help for movement, and it's going to help with negating creatures. Maybe not the most crucial first turn maneuver, but maybe if he wants to make sure no one else gets it. Because I can imagine if you red or green, if they go a heavy combat modifier and then grab the snake as well, it can be make very difficult to defeat. So red looks like they're picking up Crusade. This is a great ability. This is going to earn them much more than they've invested in it. What this is doing for them is every time they kill someone, it's giving them 2 prayer. Why that's great is because you get that prayer when doing something you already want to do, attacking. Basically not spending those action points on prayer. Green is getting the defensive, which outside of charge I wouldn't think is that great. Controlling spots is definitely useful, but you don't get the victory points for that. But when other people has charge, it also negates it as well. So while not as useful as charge necessarily, I'd say it's a very strong ability. So it looks like blue is upgrading their pyramid from 1 to 2, and they left them 3 power. So the important thing there is they still have the power to purchase that upgrade, whatever that could have gained from the 2. Looks like red is now spending prayer. Let's see what they're spending it for. Looks like, oh, they're porting to the temple. Okay, so that temple you sacrifice at the end of day phase, and you get 5 prayer. So that's strong, but that's more of a late round maneuver, right? You don't want to do that too early in the beginning because you're basically painting yourself a target. So it looks like there was an upgrade there, so that was nice. Let's see. All right, blue's picking up the plus DI cards. DI cards are not just great for the draw, right? Not getting getting those extra options, but it also combo well with the red ability, which allows you to basically discard them for +1 strength in combat. You do that after combat's revealed. So that plus the mummy plus the DI card can be really effective. So looks like red's grabbing an additional temple. So red is 2 temporary VP. It looks like they're in the head, but that doesn't really mean much because those spots can be open for attack. Looks like green is now, what is this? Oh, yep, speaking of attack, green is now moving over to red, and looks like we're going to have a fight. So it moves over all the units. Like I said, you really don't want to do it in the beginning. You want to make sure to try it later in the turn, try to solidify your grasp. Because if you lose that, you basically wasted a movement, you wasted the prayer, and effectively for nothing. So let's see what the combat cards are. All right, blue has spent for 2 strength. So blue is, green is effectively destroyed in combat. Now that seems like a terrible loss for red, but she just played the 3 blood, which kills 3 units and gets her 6 power. So this is why I think Crusade is one of the strongest cards in the game. You can charge up without having to waste actions. True, she went there and wasn't able to keep it, but she was also able to leverage that and say, okay, I'm going to then get that power at least. She made back what she lost. So she spent 2 there and then was able to make that back. True, she has to summon guys back, but still. And there you go. See, that's why it's powerful right there. Red is able to now upgrade their temple, their red, from 1 to 4, just with that ability. So what I would recommend for blue and green to keep in mind is try to like, hey, we need to be very careful. If we have shield cards, DI cards, play them. Maybe look at shield combat cards. There's a defensive strategy which gives 3 strength and 3 shield, which I would recommend. So definitely want to do that. Green looks like they've gotten the upgrade that allows them to pay less for upgrades, so that's nice. So definitely it's good for them. And that's going to be a strong thing to get in the early part of the game. But obviously, as you go later into the game, more and more rounds, it becomes less and less effective for the life of the game. So it turns out we have green with 1 permanent victory for that combat win and 1 temporary victory point. Red has 2, 1 from the temple and 1 from having the spot. And that's round 1. Let's see what happens with round 2.